Chapter 22 The Sword of Righteousness. Chartre's summons came at 11. Half an hour, sanctuary, no exceptions. Gabrinth was there when they assembled. "Nice of you to join us," Chartre said, and looked at him long enough to make the point before moving on. "We have a tip. Unsanctioned vampire activity at 2420 Old Middlefield Road. The Church of the Final Judgment. Investigate and report back." The building was industrial, chain-link gate out front, no lights visible from the street. Catherine picked the lock and they slipped inside. Darth and Angel pretended to have a drunken argument. No one came out to investigate. Susie opened the front door and was met by a clean-cut young man. She asked to use the bathroom. He escorted her down a hallway and pointed toward a door. She found the bathroom, gave it a moment, and on her way back passed a table with a stack of tracts. She took one. "Gehenna approaches. Join the army of the Church of the Final Judgment. Die and rise again to bring back the old gods who will purge the earth of their fallen descendants." She stood in the hallway and listened. From beyond a set of double doors, at the end of the corridor, came a voice, inspiring and urgent. Susie honed in with her senses. He was a vampire, mesmerizing a group. "Who among you is ready to die and rise again? Who will join the army of the Final Judgment tonight? Step forward. Give yourself to the cause." Susie bolted through the double doors, her long violet cloak and dress waving behind her. The room was a converted warehouse, rows of folding chairs, a wooden altar at the front, perhaps 24 congregants. At the altar stood the leader, tall, dressed in black velvet vestments, holding a short sword. From across the room, Susie could see it was extraordinary. Jeweled hilt, rose engraved, double-edged blade. She was transfixed. The sword was the most beautiful thing she had ever seen. It held her there for a moment until she knew what she had to do. She yelled and ran straight toward the altar. The doors burst open and the coterie poured in. The congregation remained focused on the leader. He raised the sword of righteousness, and Susie moved straight at him, her hands reaching for the blade with mythical determination. He swung at Susie, but she spun while ducking and swept the back of his legs out from under him. As he hit the ground, his grip opened, and Susie grabbed the sword before it could fall. He tried to get up, but she spun again and in one swoop took off his head. He turned to bones. The room was quiet for a moment, stunned, and then the carnage began. Gabrinth's claws, Darth's strength, Catherine's skill with a knife, and Angel's surprise attacks efficiently eliminated everyone in the room, humans and some thin bloods. Catherine called Holloway. Before he arrived, Gabrinth searched the bodies for valuables. Angel found an ancient book written in a language none of them recognized and gave it to Catherine. Holloway arrived, assessed the room, and got to work loading up bodies. Susie stood at the center of it all, holding her treasured sword. Catherine appeared at her side. "Nice work. Time to go." Back at the Scientology Center, they laid out what they had found, the track the altar called the Thin Bloods being made to bring about Gehenna, and Catherine turned the book over to Chartre. No one mentioned the sword. Susie held it, hidden under her cloak. Chartre examined the book and the tracks and set them aside. "Good work," she said. "All of you." She looked around the room. "You have a free night."